Hi guys, it's Christina here, and today I wanted to try the Crayola challenge. I have the 51, 52, I don't know, colors here, and I've actually had this set for a little while now. I received it as a gift along with a coloring book for my last birthday, and I've really been enjoying using the Crayola markers for my coloring book. And I've seen a lot of YouTubers, artists here try to use the Crayolas for actual artwork. Now, the reason why I'm calling this a challenge is not because I'm trying to offend anyone who's using Crayola markers on a regular basis for their art, but it's because I've never really used water-based markers for artworks. Like, I've never attempted shading, blending, anything like that. I've used 3 different kinds of alcohol-based markers, and I won't even consider myself experienced with them because drawing with markers is not my go-to medium. So I just wanted to say that so no one gets offended. This is just my first attempt at using Crayolas, and I wanted to have a bit of fun. It wasn't like... It's not meant to be offensive in any way, shape or form. So to make the drawing process a bit easier, I decided to do a color chart for the colors that I have. And Crayolas, as a lot of other markers, have the same problem. Like, the color of the cap doesn't really match the actual color of the ink that's inside them. For example, this color here, this one, is supposed to be this color here. And as you can see, this color is a lot lighter, and if it's not that much of an issue when it comes to greens and blues, it's a big issue when it comes to color like this one or this one, because they look like a nice, they both look like nice colors for skin, but in reality this color is actually this color here, like the orangey one, and this color is the one over here. So that's why I did this little color chart, to make my life easier. And now I'm gonna show you what I came up with. I actually attempted the challenge twice. I tried to use the markers just the way they are, and I then tried to use them with some water to see what will happen, and I'll now show you both my attempts, so I hope you enjoy. Okay guys, so now for the actual coloring portion of this video. I started off by just using the markers the way that they are. The first thing that I thought was kind of interesting was the fact that the paper that I used, it was thick paper, but it was very smooth paper, and it's not ideal for markers, but it's pretty decent for markers if you don't have anything else. And all the materials will be like in the description, so you can have a look at what I used. But because the paper was so smooth, the markers were sort of like, the color was staying sort of on top of the paper, and there was a certain amount of excess color that was like gathering in small puddles on top of the page. And I discovered that if you just use like a paper towel, I use my finger because I'm a classy lady, if you use something to pick up the excess from the page, it actually creates a little bit of a smoother look. So that's one thing to have in mind. I didn't know I didn't know that, but it did help me quite a lot. Another thing that I want to say is that the look that I managed to achieve was really streaky. I don't necessarily think it's just the markers to be blamed for it, because maybe I shouldn't have used them the way that I did. I sort of forgot that they're water-based markers, that I used them the way that I would use Copic markers. I didn't where I should have used them the way I use Spectrum Noir markers. When I work on a background with Spectrum Noir markers, I do a bunch of lines that are very close together. so it creates less of a streaky look. But I didn't do that with these markers, so maybe that was unfair of me to do. But overall, I was surprised how easy it is to work with them. I've never used water-based markers before like this. I've only used some of the water-based like Aquamarkers things, and I haven't used them that much at all, and I use them in a different way. But I do think Crayola is a pretty good option if you can't afford anything else, or if you're very young and you're just now starting. And the only thing that, in my opinion, completely butchered my drawing was the skin color, but I'm usually never happy with the skin color variety that different marker brands have to offer. My favorite skin colors are actually made by Promarkers. They had a skin color set years ago. I don't know if it's still available, but that, in my opinion, was the best color set, because I like my characters to look half dead, and I like to shade their skin in the natural colors, and these colors were just really working for me. But anyway, so after I tried using the markers the way that they are, I started thinking, well, they're water-based markers, so that means that they're activated by water, so that technically means you can dilute them. And what I did was I got like a plastic sleeve, and I started like scribbling on it with the colors that I wanted to use, and then I would pick it from the sleeve with my water brush, and I would use them the way that you would use ink or watercolor, something like that. And I definitely think that this creates a very interesting look. If you can't master the use of Crayola just the way that they are, definitely try this, because this is pretty interesting. I really enjoy this, and this is definitely something that you can do in your sketchbook for like quick drawings, and it does create a very cool look. So in a way, if you get Crayola markers, you're getting markers and you're getting watercolors at the same time. So I think that's really cool and really helpful if you're young, if you're just now starting, if you're experimenting, if you're not trying to create art that you want to sell. And I'm not saying you can't sell art that was done with Crayola markers. I'm just saying probably don't sell the originals. Just sell prints, because I'm not sure how well the markers are gonna look after 2 years or 3 years. You know, when something's framed and it's exposed to a certain amount of sunlight, the colors tend to fade. So I wouldn't sell originals. But you know, maybe if you have drawings that you've had for a few years and you see that the thing's not fading, you know, by all means sell your originals then. But they are definitely really cool. So thank you so much guys for watching, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye bye.